Welcome to another day of Joseph. Did you know? Where inspiring and treating unique individuals come to talk about love and life and how it's brought them to where they are today. I am your host, Danny Rocco, and with me is Mr. Jeff. How are you?
Hey, Danny, doing good. Good to see you.
You know, I was just thinking, like, I'm sitting here talking, and I was like, I usually say, welcome to a beautiful day on planet Earth, or I'm like, totally didn't do that. I think it's because I feel like this sense of peace and gratitude all inside me. So I was keeping all that in here and not sending it out there. So it is a beautiful day on planet Earth today. It is gorgeous.
Sure is. Here too, yeah. On my
Yeah.
Earth too.
Well, you're in the nicer South. You're in Tennessee, where I love, and I have so many friends that are close to my heart there. I'll actually be there in June for the swearing in. Do you know Brian Walker?
No.
Do you know Andrew Farr?
No.
Well, you do now. So they're being sworn in as Brian as the VFW commander and Andrew as the VFW chaplain. So we're there to.
Great. Good for them. Good deal.
Yeah. Travis and I are going to be there doing that whole thing. But before we get started here, this is about you, not that. Tell the world a little bit about who you are.
My name is Jeff Carson. I was graced enough in the mid-'90s to have a few #1 hits. I was signed as Curb Records in '94, and my very first single was called "Yeah, Buddy." It made it up in the '60s on the Billboard chart, but it set up the next few songs as very well. I had a song called "Not on Your Love" that followed that up. That went #1. The song after that was called "The Car," and did very well. I had a ACM Academy of Country Music Awards Video of the Year on that particular song. So I've been have a career that's been sprinkled and blessed with some good things.
And we were just chatting. You have this like 20-year, we got to like span, and you decided to like say, hey, I'm still out here. But before we tell everybody what happened after this 20 years and why the span, I want to know, like, what the hell were you doing?
I didn't want to walk away from music. You know, I'd made quite a career out of it. I had a newborn son that was about 3 years old. And at that point, about 2005, I thought, I've got to do something to contribute to this family. I didn't have any shows on the books because I hadn't had anything on the record, on the radio for a while. So reluctantly, I walked away from country music. And the only other thing that interested me was being a police officer. So at the ripe old age of 44, I got hired on and as a Jurassic rookie, and I've been with them, Franklin, about 13 years now.
What was that like? Did they give you crap? Like, I know in the military, there's all this, like, I don't want to say hazing, but that's the only word I know, or things like that. And I know guys that have, like, Andrew went in a little bit, he went in after college, like a little bit older. And he's like, I was like an old fart, but thank God, because I don't know if I would have made it out being younger. Did you get crap for that?
No, actually, believe it or not, there were, I know one, possibly two people older than me that was going through it at the same time. And I was 44. I turned 45 while still in the academy. So, yeah, it was a lot of training, about a year's worth of training total before you get turned loose on your own. It was a good time.
Yeah. How did you okay, so I'm 44. I just turned 44 myself. And I'm thinking, like, physically, I might not make it out alive. Like, maybe it's different because you're a guy. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, Franklin, they really took care of us. A lot of the other agencies from all over the state who would come to the state academy would be, not in the best of shape. And being with Franklin, when we were hired, they had us working out every day, 5 days a week for 3 months before we even went to the academy. So we're luckily, because even at that point, it was still rough for this old guy.
Well, thank goodness. I mean, because you need to be in shape. I know my friend became a firefighter, and she's like, I don't know. She goes, I think I'm going to have to take out some of these old guys, like carry them out of the fire. And I'm just this little thing. So good thing that they are getting your butts in gear and keeping it there. But it must be I know the work and the passion and that creative side of not being a musician, because I can't sing worth a lick and you don't want to hear me play an instrument, but by talking with individuals. But I know as an athlete, it's something embedded inside you that I think you're born with. So it makes sense to me why now. You've got some stuff going on that we'll talk about in a second. But did you ever find this like ache inside when you were doing this academy and being the police officer and kind of putting up your, your singing boots, or did you ignore it, or what? I gotta know.
No, I mean, there was nothing I could do. I had to help support my family better. Need a full-time, steady paycheck, and man, I didn't want to give up music. I mean, but at that point, it was just there wasn't much to give up.
Yeah.
But I appreciated being hired. After, like I said, being there 13 years, I've earned enough, gone up the ranks enough to earn enough vacation time and everything to go out and do some shows again here and there, and just let people know I'm not dead.
Right. So you have this massive thing. You've got this single it came out, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The single came out. You've got like all these shows booked. Why did you just find it was like the perfect timing in your life that you could like sneak back in, or it just worked out?
Well, toward the end of my career, around the 2000s, I toured a lot with Daryl Singletary and Red Akins. Daryl Singletary passed away a couple years ago. And last year, about a year and a month ago, they held his second annual kind of remembrance celebration at the Nashville Palace. And I called them and asked to be a part of it. And they welcomed me with open arms. And I went in there and sang some of those old songs from the 90s, The Car and Not On Your Love, and got such a warm welcome from the crowd that I was approached by someone who used to be in my PR team back in the day, and got me with MC1 Records. They're a independent record company. They said, how about we cut that song, God Save the World? It was actually cut earlier on a Curb album that I had out, but it wasn't released as a single. It was just an album cut. Say, pertaining to, all the stuff the world's going through right now with the COVID and the riots and all that. So this song is really pertinent right now. So we re-recorded it. And yeah, March 4th, it broke into the top 40 of Music Row. And it ended up getting up to 35. At that point, I was contacted by Curb Records. Craig Powers out Curb Records again, because I hadn't been on Curb Records since then. He said, how about we release the original version to radio as well and give them the option to play either version. So they did, and we did that. And during that spell, during the changeover, the song went down. It fell down into the 70s. But since then, it's crawled back up and broke in the 50s again. So we'll see what happens.
From your point of view, what's the difference in the two?
I love Lisa Brokop sang background with me on it and took a little bit of the verse and the chorus. And I always loved her voice. She was on Curb Records when I was back in the 90s, and she put her voice on it as well. So that's actually, out of the two versions, that's my favorite one. So I'm glad we're doing it.
Yeah. Did you reach out to her, or was it like, did you have that vision? I love how this stuff works, how the creative side works. Did you write the song, and how did it come to you, or did someone pitch it to you and you're like, oh yeah, and then how's the music, and then how do you pull her into it?
Actually, the way it was done, I actually sang the song as a demo. A demo is a songwriter will write a song and then hire me to go in to sing. Back when I sang demos, to hire me to sing the song they'd written, and they'll have musicians come in the studio and play the song. So we record it, and then it's pitched all over Nashville to other artists who are looking for songs for upcoming albums. So I actually sang the demo, and it was just me and a keyboard player at the time. I found out later, I didn't even know they were going to make a whole track out of it. They brought all the other instrumentation in, and Lisa Brokop to sing on it, and so I didn't even know what was going on at the time.
Isn't that crazy how they can do that?
Sounds good though.
It's like magical how all of that behind the scenes, probably it's magical because I have zero clue how it all works. So I'm just like, wow. So cool. So now that your son is obviously older now, what does he think of all of that? Like,
he loves it. He's getting into music too. He's a great keyboard player. He plays piano. I know he can sing, but he's got some kind of hang up where he won't sing in front of anybody. So I know he can sing, but hopefully he'll grow out of that. He's finishing up his last week of being in 11th grade. So my gosh, he's going to be a senior next year. It's hard to believe, man. Time goes so fast.
Oh my good. That's going to open up a whole other world. I mean, like all my kiddos are out of the house there, but when is he your only son?
Yes.
Or child?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when our baby left, I was like, oh, he was mostly the biggest pain in the ass. So I think God did that on purpose. So it was easy, like
yeah.
Woo, thank you. Like, let's go. I can no, he's a good kid, but it does change things. So tell me now, like, do you have to take time off work to go do this, or how have you meshed it together? Because this is important for people. Everyone has dreams. Not everyone, I should say. A lot of people have dreams or desires and wants, but they're like, I don't know how to make it all work and blend, and they try to control it, and it just kind of falls apart or gets overwhelming. So how are you bringing that passion back up with the joy of obviously being a police officer, make it all work? Two different things.
Well, I've been with them long enough to earn a substantial amount of vacation time, So that's one thing. If I've got 6 or 8 dates on the books that I just get permission or, use a vacation day here and there, and doesn't interfere with my real job, but go out there and have a good time and play live music again. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's got to keep you young, like getting that feedback and that energy from the crowd. You ever sing to the people you arrest? I think that would be good. That's a TikTok video. I don't know how to TikTok, but I know it's out there. I think that would be really good.
No.
You might get in trouble though. Don't take advice from me.
I won't.
From you.
I'll write that down. Don't do that.
Nobody out there. I should put an asterisk. That some of the things that are said in this program you should not try. Yeah. Right? Am I out of the loop now of being taken care of? But so where can I see you? Like, what do you have coming up?
I was just doing a little commercial for Eatonton, Georgia. I'm playing there June 4th and 5th at a real nice plaza center there in Eatonton, Georgia. Be there 2 nights in a row with my band. There are other dates I can't recall on the book. So there's one down in Rockville, Texas. I have a website.
You're all over. You're not just local. You're all over. You talked about me traveling. You were like, on the down low.
Oh no, it's great. I mean, some of them are fly dates, and some are just close enough to drive. Don't do the whole bus thing anymore. That's just But we're having a good time, and my website jeff-carson.com has the dates on them. We'll keep that up to date. And of course, my official Facebook and Instagram is official Jeff Carson. That's the name of those two.
The official. Don't get sideswiped, whatever that word is, by other fakes.
It's strange how there have been probably since I got with these people and a year ago, there's probably been 6 or 8 times where people have tried to take me and take my pictures, and I don't understand people.
What? Well, that's kind of, what is it? They must really like you. That's flattery,
No, they spoof, they take your picture, and instead of Jeff Carson, it'll have a dot in between, just something make it a little different, and then they'll befriend all the people that you're friends with. And so I'll get emails like, I don't know, you get texts and emails from people say, hey, this person's saying he's you. So,
well, I'm not that cool. Or people are like, I do not even know. Are like, oh wait, you're way cooler. No. Way cooler than I am. How about your band? Is it the same band? How do you pick a band? Like, that's a big deal.
This band I'm using in Eatonton, Georgia, the steel player played with me way back in the 90s, and he lives there in Eatonton, Georgia, and he still plays regularly. So he set up the band with a bunch of local players down there that I used last time I did a show outside of Atlanta. So they're real good pickers and players, and I'm looking forward to it.
I would be nervous. That's, you have you, but what if they don't show up, or what if they're not good, or what if their styles are different than what you're used to, like.
Yeah, that's what you got to trust who's putting your band together. Corey, he's been a great friend, a great steel guitar player and banjo player, and so he knows good musicians, and he wouldn't line up people that weren't
all right.
good, you know?
That's the secret. You have to know who's coordinating it all, because if you don't know that person, then all that stuff might actually happen. You're in God's hands then, and he might need to teach you a lesson, like we were talking. Let's see what this is. So does your son watch you? Is he going to come out? Has been interest in watching you perform? Or like, I know my kids would be like, whatever.
No, he knows what I used to do, and I still dabble in now. But no, he's not coming. It's a driving date, and you know, we're going on vacation this week, so we all get a lot of time together anyway.
Yeah, I always find that, like with children, I think in the teenage years, you know, when you're a teenager, you're supposed to be all consumed and think, you know, you're a superhero and the world revolves around you. I mean, that's kind of like the learning journey of it. And then when they get into their 20s or, you know, mid-20s, they start to realize, actually, oh, you're not just my mom that does this, or, oh, you're not just my dad. Like, I get it. Like, wow. I think the impact of who you are as a person starts to become reality for them. But
he's a good kid. He's never been in trouble. It's like we kept expecting him to go through those horrible years, you know, teen years, and knock on wood, he's still a good boy.
There you go. Well, I think it's embedded in him. That might have something to do with his parents. I'm just saying. But
all he knows he's going to get it.
Yeah, right. He's got a little walk to the jail cell, and that can happen very fast. He messes up. No. Well, I'm super excited. I love this like path that you took. This like you had your passion, but then you had life, you know, like life came on, but you didn't give it up. You found that time. It came back on your heart or whatever it was. I feel like things are just perfectly placed, and then you grasped it, and there you go. Success. Yeah. Right back. It's like a blink of an eye. Nothing happened.
I'm very blessed. Very blessed it's working out. And, you know, like I said earlier, I just wanted to raise enough awareness to let people know I hadn't died. You know, I'm still out here, and I'd like to play some more music, and that's what it's doing. I'm a happy man.
Yeah, well, you shook it up. People know you're there, and it's very cool. It's a very cool coming full circle. Like I said, it was just like 13 years, take it out, whoop, put it to the side, evolve a little bit differently, and then come right back. That's a pretty cool, inspiring, and unique story. Hence what made you come on the show. See how that works?
There you go.
You figure it out. But before I let you go, and you can finish on throughout your day in the beautiful south of Nashville area. In this moment right now, Jeff, what does love mean to you?
What does love mean to me? Love means family. I'm so blessed to have that young boy I just talked about. So blessed to have a wife. We've been married since '87, and we're still best friends. That's it couldn't get better. That's love.
Yeah. Jeff, you are a very pure, honest, like hardworking, moral man. You can just tell by the way your life has gone and the history of it. I cannot wait to see what's coming up. Maybe there'll be a new #1 coming in. I feel like there might be something else stirring inside you. You can't just say like, "Here I am, world," and then leave again. You gotta.
That's right. No, I'm a realist. I knew that this song wasn't going to burn up any charts, but it's done. Like I said, it's done more than I thought it would. So I couldn't be happier. Ride
the ride and receive what's out there coming your way. That's all you got to do, and you'll have a blessed life, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That is right. And to everybody else that is out there, remember, as always, love hard, love pure, and love proactive. Until next time, take care.